Alrighty, hello everybody. As you saw very recently, we finished up season 11 of Survival Challenge. We are on our way to getting all of our friends ordered on the bleachers. Had to stop them of all of their conversations, which was you were absolutely in it. Hannah's like, ooh, what's going on? Had to stop everybody's conversations, which no one wants to do. It's almost impossible to stop them from talking to each other at the before the reunion show. But we finally got them all over here. We're getting them seated, and we're gonna talk about all the biggest moments of the season. So let's watch if you can't hear them, can't hear me, let me know. I can try and share great answers quickly, but we do have a whole mic situation set up here. Hopefully it'll be pretty easy. Hey! You guys had a lot of fans this season. A lot of fans. You had loved ones tuning in high and low. So I'm excited for you to go back and watch everything.
Oh my god.
It's live streaming?
It is live streaming. We will live stream the after show. And it is currently live streaming, yes.
Alright, look at Jeremiah.
Sorry. A little cast photo moment.
1, 2, 3. Our season 11. Woo!
Not the fire.
1, 2, 3. Season 11. All right, thanks guys.
My soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try my best to get some good angles, zoom in on some people's stuff.
Well, are there any more questions?
Right.
That was it? Okay. No, that's okay. I'm just gonna share it.
They lived together for 5 days. They can share a Gatorade.
We're hearing.
We'll be all right.
I wish I brought one.
So before we get to the official after show, which production's going to run because they know way more about what went on out there than I do. I'm always the last to know everything. I just want to say thanks again. You guys were great out there. Stream, like Sam said, you guys were great. Thank you. My annual pitch to all of you. Survival Challenge does not exist on this scale without our and we hope that not only you volunteer, now that you're a member of the family, you want to come back. And this is our family reunion every year as well. So I'll talk to all you more up at the house, but thanks again and have fun.
Alright everybody, so the plan is kind of quickly touch on with everybody, talk about the experience, some highlights, maybe some lowlights, but the overall vibe is kind of have a big positive celebration of this thing you just went through though. So we'll kick things off with KP, our winner. Tell us, how does it feel?
Oh my gosh, like so surreal. There's just no, I just didn't think about this part. I just thought it's gonna be such a fun experience and focus on that. It's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And now I can focus on like, it was fun and I won. That's so cool. Yeah. That's so cool. And it's like cool to join this family of winners and these 11 seasons of this really cool thing. And now you get to be one of the names that like makes an impact on this cool, surreal, overwhelmed, excited, and happy. Yeah.
That's no small feat to get that close. But just kind of, how does it feel to be, what kind of maybe speak to like, what's your proudest moment in the game and how everything went for you?
I would like to say I'm super proud of KP.
Thank you.
I'm super proud. I'm so excited for her as much as excited. Quite literally just surviving, and I almost passed out once, but I didn't, so I'm kind of proud of that. And passing out for helping me, I really appreciate. I'm really excited that I've made such great bonds with all of these people, and I think we're gonna be friends forever.
For the audience at home, who were the 6-3? Who were the 6 of So Ollie, Luke, Griffin, Jacka, and who were the 3 for Leah? Val, Nicole, Ned. Ned, talk to us maybe more about.
A lot of it came down to just me working more closely with Leah throughout the game, and so I saw her game very closely. I thought it was underappreciated by the other members of the jury. KB also played a fantastic game, and going in I was 50-50 because Leah, I think you were on top of the numbers the entire merge, but KP, you had a fall and you were able to get back up and claw your way back to the final two, which is, it was really a toss-up, and I'm super proud of both of y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, so today was a really exciting day, but for me personally, maybe one of the most epic moments in SC history is when Luke R goes home. With no votes cast against him. Oh, he's playing such a great game. He has no votes. And then you went home with no votes. Talk to me. Talk to me.
With it, because I knew if there was any way to go, like if you don't make it to the end, if you don't win. I was playing the middle pretty heavily with Ned. Ali, Luke, and some of those others on the other side around. So I think I just sort of bit myself in the ass playing the middle.
Well, at that point, that felt like the biggest turning. Was the true turning point for, I think, for a lot of people.
So that was the second merge vote. The first merge vote. The big fiasco, the missing advantage.
Yes.
How do you?
You just kind of like shrug your shoulder. Whoops. To the people I was working with, and yeah, it was so crazy. In context, yeah, I would probably have done the same thing. Like but it was fun and it was funny, and I'm glad it was memorable and exciting for easily be switching spots or better here. So like, maybe I'm happy he went out as a nub, the first nubby. Who knows?
Because we were discussing this on a live show, was the story that you told during the
About the naked lady at the hotel? 1,000%.
because knowing you, I was not going to be surprised if it was theater.
No, I thought.
And on the flip side of the Paul situation, I mean, every while. Again, knowing Paul, I thought he was putting on a performance. You wait and because you talked about wanting to have a big moment, like my best friend from big moment. But like Chris, it didn't work out for you. Talk to us about that moment.
Because I don't know, there's a moment I was like, am I the drama? Not about luck. I got lucky that Paul maybe doesn't keep all of his stuff together. It just was right next to me. I picked out of the game by trying to maximize my odds and throwing a vote. But yeah, it was for me fair. Where Paul went out, that piece of paper was hitting the fire. I'm glad to be making a moment, and I'm glad Paul's such a great sport.
All right, speaking of epic tribal councils, Nicole.
Damn.
We 5-vote situation for the second time in Survival Challenge history. At Final 6 again. You and others were so ready to go to rocks. You said, John, we don't need to vote. Let's go to rocks.
I had a brain fart and I thought all 5 of us were going to rocks. If I would have known it was just 3, I don't think I would have. It's one of those things, but yeah, I really knew that Ned was a threat, and I felt really good with Paul, and Paul and I were actually working really close. If this works, we'll have the upper hand and have the numbers, but unfortunately it didn't work that way, and you know what? I'm happy that I went out.
Be wishful, different decisions that were made. I have to ask, Kaylee, you're wearing your idol. Did you hold on to that sucker?
I trusted Paul. I trusted Paul that he wasn't going to write my name, and I trusted Paul that he was going to tell me at least if it was going to be me, because I had given him that courtesy the whole game. If we hear each other's name, all we'll do is deflect and let the other person know, and I trusted that. Confident that Nicole and KP were with me, and it was just Paul that I didn't know about. So that was the ultimate decision, and it was unfortunate, but at least I got a cool souvenir.
Speaking of souvenirs,
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, that's a quarter.
That's like you guys can hear us or not.
Yes, this was very exciting. Hold on to it despite having a 1 in 3 chance of going was pretty cool for me, because I was like, you need it. And in a 1 in 3 vote, I still felt I didn't need it, so now it felt validating. Because I knew even if it was moot, if it wasn't in play anymore, that telling someone that you fucked over the and that'll be a final 2, Tom.
who else found the key idol for the record?
Oh, who is it?
And Aaron.
Who's the red?
Who's the red? Nobody?
Red, really?
Nobody found the one on.
Really?
We know where.
Chris found
Wow.
Oh, man, I've got video showing the exact path that was taken to the idol.
I need.
Out of those,
the audio, so let me know if it was better or not now.
Do either of you wish you would have kept it instead of the comfort? Any change of thoughts?
I totally.
Decision I made in this game. Maybe tied for worst.
Anyone you still would have kept it?
No, I wouldn't. I was just kidding.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, honestly, I think we were surprised by how many tribes let's just get this stuff inside and be all open and honest. Does anybody else think maybe I should have?
It's cool because we only had a tarp. Had we done better throughout the day and I think I would have kept it. It would have been a totally different story. But because we felt really lucky, I think, to get this could help us get us some good energy for tomorrow, help us propel the next day.
Yeah, the elements are going to definitely. This is actually probably one of honestly our better years, just weather-wise. It's
Not complaining.
Yeah, the elements though. I know, Kelly, you love the outdoors and elements, right?
I do love the outdoors, but I don't.
But do you feel now that you've done it, and would you ever do it again, or was that one and done?
I think I would consider doing. So it was literally the most spiders ever. They were just everywhere, and if everywhere was that bad, I might have had. There were not quite as many bugs around. We did think there was a bear at one point.
Unfortunately, this area is just pretty freezing.
We're getting to you a little bit today, this weekend as well. But it was really cool to see you guys go from that rough war talked about like what this means to you and like what yourself, and it kind of reminded me of Paul's jury question, and I thought you had a beautiful response. So if you want to share that, you can.
I just have been role at the right time.
Let me know if
I
you
think
guys
each
want
of
me
us
to
are here for a
summarize
reason.
any of their
And
answers when they're
for those
done.
that have gone I got to watch each and every one of you like excel at such a like a really cool way, and it made me feel like so overwhelmingly cool, and I never thought I could be sleeping outside. I never thought I could, because I didn't have it for a couple days. But no, really, like there was this like the elements really fucked with me, and I think out of anything, I'm my own worst enemy in that capacity. But I. So I was. Thank you for opening that. I'm so sorry that it's. But no, but like I feel like I woke up and I was like, I can do this, and that was that like that key in that I really knew what I was doing, and I really knew that I could build these relationships. And the one thing that I everyone is just like, regardless of your regrets or regardless of what you think you could have done better, you did exactly what you were supposed to do, and that should be.
Oh, that's Nick with some gratitude. Great response. I love that.
This has been like a really like heartfelt, like emotional cast, and really like. Coco especially was a very, very difficult day. Kind of talk us through how you're able to form those kind of bonds with.
What was said at our very first tribal, where he was like, I felt like a mom with 4 kids wandering up to like trying to sneak back woods, and it was just something about our conversation that was just so touching, and something. It's something that I didn't have confidence in within. The pre-jury has been beyond amazing. The Cocoa Puffs, like literally their first thing, like I said that, and they were like, one has been so lovely, and like it's being someone who is kind of in the middle of a transition right now, and has meant the world to me. It's even all of the outpouring of love from you guys in production has been like, I couldn't ask for a better experience. Yeah.
Can you just talk about what this experience has been like for you guys? I mean, obviously. Because you're not worried that everybody's lying to you, and so you're like, experience is that they all didn't get to see anybody from Owen. You look we're laughing.
Yeah,
you look
why not? My question was very much directed to me. I mean, this was my first experience being involved in an LRG before. Might have also been a few other people's first experience, and anyone who was on the pre-jury whose first experience it was, it's for me trying to step up for the first time. It didn't work, but you take a second We bonded in such a way that I will never, ever forget. Genuinely, coming all the way from Ireland, this was such a tough thing for and that's what I'm going to take away from it more than anything. Regardless of the position, every single person here I am proud to have met, and in turn they have made me.
Yeah, when we do like the applying for this thing, and Kyle, you also from Australia, so you apply a different country, and you've actually also hosted your own. I don't know how the experience has been for you coming across for so long a way to get here.
So this production, to me, so Survival Challenge inspired my best buddy and me to create the first live reality game in Australia and build our own community like this. Reality games around the country that saw us do it, and it spread, and it's so beautiful. And so for me, like getting the invitation to compete in this one, it felt like such a full circle moment because it's just been a huge part of my life. It's like all of my friendship circle has come through creating a game like this. And so, yeah, it feels like such a privilege to have been invited to be a part of the original. I'm so
Thank you so much for coming. So Kyle did not claim that he was a host.
No.
There are some other hosts of live games here if you want to reveal yourselves. Raise your hand if you literally. We've got Val, Declan, and Paul. Wow. Val, I'll go to you. Why don't you tell us about what it's like Leah is freaking out. Coming as a host and coming as a player.
So for me, my initial pick these things on my own. I do an 18 to 20 person cast with 2 volunteers. I dream team them myself. I get my husband to join in to try and cheat. And the one thing I pitched to my tribe to keep me was that every time we was, and I could figure out the gray zone that we could get ahead, and that is why Tawa stayed together and so strong. Mindset, and also being a player that can also see both going on at the same time has been thrilling.
Declan, I think I saw you raise your hand as well. How about your take? Is that a reason that propelled you to get as far as you did in this game, having hosted the games prior?
Definitely. When you host, you obviously see things from such a bird's eye view that is completely transforms the way you play after that. My first game was Can You Survive in 2022, where I did fine, and didn't vote that many times because I was immune a lot before the merge, and then only made it a few rounds in the merge, and then I was blindsided 10-1, and that was a really beautiful and fun and important, but really hard and traumatic experience for me. And I came out from that and was really different with my friends for like a month, and I had a real dark cloud over me. I actually like things started going kind of badly in my life after that, and I had to like cut substances out of my life for a while, and then that began the slow path back. It means because my first venture into playing a game was at a time where I was really not really happy with my life, and I put all this stock and sense of my self-worth into how I was going to do in Can You Survive the first time, and then when that didn't go so well, I took it really badly. And then as I was trying to explain to my friends like this experience I had and why all these things happened, and why I was feeling the way I was and why it still hadn't left me, they were Survivor fans, so they sort of understood, but they didn't totally get it. And then I was just like, fuck it, like you guys, I'm gonna make you guys play Survivor so you know what I went through. And so I made the first season of Survivor Bushwick, which is a Survivor game in my neighborhood in Brooklyn. We've done 4 games now. Now we've turned it to, much like some other games, a fundraising event. I'll plug my the last season we did raised over $12,000 for Palestinian aid relief, and I'm really proud of that. It changes a lot about how you play these games, and there's no way that the way I was able to play today and yesterday, the whole week obviously, but really key moments like this morning, talking to you at the first vote today, and looking in your eyes and being like, why is KP just yesing me right now? Like, why isn't KP giving me her opinion about what we're gonna do here? And then that was a really important part of why I then believed you guys that KP was trying to vote me out, and I flipped to vote for Kaylee, and a lot of other moments where I was like, I knew what to do, and I could make the right decision because I had witnessed a lot more game. Yeah.
You heard it here first. Host a game.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple that also played these before. I think there's one I think it was in your either application or intro video. You said you were ready for the big.
I just found out what Survivor was 2 years ago, and one of my famous quotes from it was, to me, is that there's a lot of power in stand first before you're understood. So that's really my approach in these types of games, and to be able to show it on a big stage like this. It was an awesome experience.
I know you're somebody that also has who had some other experiences in games before. Would you care to share that at all?
This is totally new to me, but I did go on reality TV along with Ned. We were on Netflix's Squid Game: The Challenge.
Yes. That's fucking crazy. You guys are crazy.
KP with some revelations over here.
So sorry.
You can keep on going, Kat.
You know, so this sort of challenge, Ned had actually first told me about, but I got the interview and I bombed the interview, and John told me I would not be coming along. So unfortunately, I was not planning to come on, and then just about a month ago, John had texted me, actually, someone else has dropped out, do you want to come? So I had to get right back into the workout scheme and give up coffee and get ready, and came here and saw Ned had also gotten on apparently. So yeah, it was a shocker.
You talk about the workout routines, and I can't help but think about our badass CrossFit queen in the back. Yeah. So, we all like the work Survivor challenges.
I absolutely. One, every day. Even if you're not in a competition. State competition this year with a team of 3 was great, but and that helped because it was multiple challenge. Few hours to rest in between, but it's all out for short periods of time. But every day, we compete with each other, and so there are things that are strengths and strengths that are weakness. 3, 2, 1, go. And so it's always you have you working out with, but also you're cheering each other on, and so you've got the camaraderie, and you're working mates that are your encouragement. And then we do partner workouts, and so yes, sometimes they're your partner and sometimes they're not your partner, and so but yeah, it definitely gets you ready on different levels.
I think you should give us some challenge ideas for next
You can kind of like prep for the game. There are a few too who have had like loved ones or close friends for previous seasons. I know two are Luke. Seeing your husband's experience and how that kind of prepped you for this experience.
And just being a part of this awesome family because I know how much everyone here cares. Everyone. So it was really scary, but it was really fun.
And then Luke, what about you?
All three of us actually came back last year to do volunteer work. So I guess, I don't know if it's ever happened before, but I guess you could consider me a redshirt rookie. As I didn't participate, but I was, you know, kind of surrounded by this game last year for a week. I don't think it impacted my game as much as, you know, people may have thought. Obviously having my mom as a super fan of Survivor, who I believe she's never missed a season. Very rarely does she miss an episode. If she does, she's on it the very next morning before she even goes to work. And so to have her, you know, kind of trailblaze for our family has been huge. She's the reason that Survivor's in our family at all. And she's the only reason I have a connection to this. So to meet everyone here is solely because of her. So I love you, Mom. Thank you. That's my mom, by the way.
I think we need a pan to Michelle.
How do I do this? Alisa, I have to ask you, you know, you got swapped away from and you got to sit back and watch her go through the whole game.
I'm gonna cry again. I don't know, it was just like beaming. I don't even know if I have any other like words to say, honestly. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like your number one fan, and I like. Like number one.
I was looking at you every single day over here.
It's like it just meant a lot to be able to see you like do everything, and I don't know, it was just like my like whole heart was just like so full every single time I saw you like skirt around everything that was going on, and I was like, I know what Leah's doing. Like, I know the game that she's playing. I know what she can do, and I know that people are underestimating her every single step of the way. And the fact that people were like at the Touchy Felix when they're like, who did we forget about in this game? I was like, y'all are sleeping. Like, I'm telling you, like, I know Leah's getting there, and I know she can do it, and like the fact that you were able to like get the votes that you did, like, you earned every bit of it. You earned the achievement that you got here. Like, I hope you're feeling so proud. Yeah, it was just amazing. Like, I'm so sad that I couldn't play with you. I have some words to exchange with some of you later. But I just am feeling very privileged to get to watch you actually from the background. And honestly, like, my first thought getting voted out was like, I'm so excited to hang out with Nick.
Love it.
And I knew that like we were going to get to like cheer on Dan and Leah the rest of the way, and I'm sorry that Dan had to join us. But it was incredible to get like such a group of us rallying for you, and we were like, blown on, going all the way. Like, we're doing it. Like, we were struggling day one, but here we are. It's awesome. So yeah, all love.
And Leah, in contrast, you were able to make it all the way to the final two after losing potentially what was your hopeful final two. Talk about how hard it was to pivot after losing and how you were able to still make it all the way to the end.
When I saw I was like, she's gone if they lose. And I wish I could have done something, but I couldn't. And I feel like her getting voted out really lit. We're struggling, and I just really wanted to make it as far as I could go for them, and they were my
or we'll wrap it on this so we can get to the big party back at the house. There was one other part of the game I want to bring up, the touchy subject. About you. Even in confession, you're telling us that I'm here to like an honest, straightforward, loyal customer, and you get called the biggest liar. So where did you end up landing, and what you intended to play versus what you maybe ended up
That
playing?
one hurt, and it confused me, and I think it confused a lot of people, because the juxtaposition of being both called the most trustworthy and the biggest liar at the same time, back to back, was
And hero. That one confused me. The other two I understood.
Getting called the backstabber, I'm the villain, and then also getting called the hero. It confused me. It confused other. I'm sure these are some great content. I appreciate it. One man's hero in his own world is another man's enemy. I appreciated playing with you guys. I thought it was fascinating, something that I will remember the most. I really did try to play an honest game. I think most of you would have a hard time finding a real lie I gave you. It was very important to me to be careful with what I said, where sometimes it might not seem like I was being very clear and forthcoming, and that was just to try to hide a way of not saying something I didn't want to say. But yeah, it was a great experience. 10 out of 10 would do it again. We get voted out the same exact way. I'd stick with my group, I'd stick with my tribe, and there's one truth I do want to share with all of you guys before I leave. They tried really hard to pull this out of me, even in the confessionals. I didn't want to do it. I am not a swimming instructor.
We know
Moment one.
Sorry.
Time I was, so it was easy for me to build off of that.
You better have your lawyer.
No, even worse.
Okay.
I run a hedge fund.
Oh! You kept that close to the chest.
I gotta Google what a hedge fund is.
Yeah, I'm like,
Well, I think it's one of the fun parts of like after the game, kind of learning about everyone's lives outside the game. And I've told a couple of you already, but I really want to emphasize this is like the beginning of the experience. This is not the end. This is, I think, as many of you have already felt already, it's like such a huge, important community. And it seemed like it made my life so much better, and we're all so excited to have you all a part of it. So like I said, we're about to wrap and go to the party, but before we do, I'm going to close out with KP, just to kind of give, for the next batch of hopefuls down the line, who are going to be on the fence about applying, or like just pitch why you need to be here at the next Survival Challenge.
Man, you can do it. You just can. I've never slept on the ground, and we didn't have a chair for 5 days, and there's just, it's gonna sound new people. At the worst case, you're just meeting like the best people and being outdoors, and we don't get it outdoors enough. We don't get off our phones enough, and it's like, if that's the worst case, that's an incredible case to have. So you can definitely do it. You can start local if it's scary, but get over here. It's so fun.
Love it.
Yeah!